Hey, Homeberries. Hopefully you can hear me alright, because my throat's been congested the last couple days, at least in the mornings it has. This is another sort of review video. Lately I've been thinking about bad plot twists I've seen or read about. Then last night I found a video people were telling their picks for the most ridiculous plot twist they've seen. At least that was what it was supposed to be about. There were some people posting, "Oh, this movie had a great twist." I thought, why are you posting it here then? They're talking about bad plot twists. I left a comment giving some of my picks, and it got deleted very shortly afterward. I wonder if maybe they didn't like some of the wording I had used, although in that case they could have contacted me, "Hey, you need to change these words." In any case, I thought, I decided, since I've been thinking about bad plot twists recently, and then that happened, I think I'm going to make my own video. So, I made a list, the 7 worst plot twists I've seen, mainly in movies, though there is one episode of a cartoon. If I think of examples from other media, I may make another video. I noted recently, earlier today, I thought, I don't know many bad plot twists from books, because I mainly read non-fiction instead of novels, so like if you just read a book about chimpanzees or wildcats, it's really no plot and therefore no plot twists, but I may be dragging out this video a little. I don't know if this will be in 1 part or 2, but I assembled a list. If the movie you think has the worst plot twist isn't on here, it means either I haven't heard of it, or I don't think it was as bad as the ones I assembled here. Oh, also, some of these have disturbing material, so be aware. Also, when I give the spoiler, I'll make this sign. So, if you don't want to hear the spoiler, just mute it as long as this is up, and then you can start listening again when I take it down. I think I've covered everything, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Do this countdown style. Number 7 from, I want to say 2017. I honestly didn't look it up, but I think I got it right. The Thinning, starring the I'm a Strawberry Guy, also known as Logan Paul. I should note, I don't blame the casting for this. I don't think Logan. I'm terribly sorry. That was unintentional. I think at this point the Strawberry Guy is not the best suited for drama. His strengths currently seem to be comedy and maybe action, so yeah, this isn't going after the casting, because while I think there was some miscasting in the film, this film could have starred Denzel Washington and it would still be headache-inducing levels of stupid. If you like it because you're a low ganger, that's fine. You know, as long as you're not hateful to others who don't like the film, that's fine. In fact, I feel that's honest if you say, oh, I like it because this guy I like is in it. That's honest, but I'll get to that a little more in a minute. So The Thinning is this dystopian future, everything's terrible and run down. They say, oh, there's a food shortage, so we have to round up, I'm sorry, this sounds kind of funny to say, we have to round up the stupidest people and eliminate them, instead of just getting people who made clips you see on these shows like Ridiculous and Tosh.0. They have a test, and if you fail the test, you're sent off to be killed. So after, the whole thing's a hero's trying to rescue someone, so he ends up at the place where the people are supposedly killed, and here's the plot twist. They're not killed at all, they're just held captive for labor, basically used as slaves, so you realize, well, that doesn't solve the food shortage because they still have to eat. So, normally with these, I was going to say, if you like these lists, fine, but there are two exceptions, and that's one of them. Not just because it's nonsensical, but because the only people I've seen defend it are conspiracy theories who think that movie matches real life. They think it's a documentary. Who knows what they think when they see Logan Paul and other things. And B, people who act like the movie is deep and pretentious. See, that's why I say I would rather have someone, yeah, low gang for life, woo, than someone, oh, this is so... sorry, I'm being condescending. I apologize. The thing is, I think a lot of people saying that are hypocrites. They don't really think it's deep. They just want to sound it's deep. So I apologize if I've offended anybody. Just, if you like a... Don't lie about why you like a movie to be pretentious is what I'm saying, and don't use it to advance whatever conspiracy theory you're into. Okay, sorry if I were too harsh there. Number 6 from 2007, I Know Who Killed Me with Lindsay Lohan. I have not seen the film. In fact, I haven't seen most of these on here. A lot of them I've just read about them or heard about the twists. I haven't seen the film, so I can't say anything about her performance, whether it were a good performance, whether it were a bad performance, so I really can't say, but again, I don't think it's the casting, because this was so ridiculous, I don't think it could have been saved, just like The Thinning. Oh, also with The Thinning, people say, oh, it had the ending it did to set up for a sequel. You can set up a sequel without doing something stupid. There must have been 20 or 30 different ways you could have set it up for a sequel without having the ending you did. But I Know Who Killed Me. I don't remember the exact names of the characters, so I'll just say Red and Blue. There's this girl, Red, who gets into trouble somehow and she's attacked. So she wakes up in the ambulance, hospital, whatever, and they say, oh, Red, you're going to be okay. And she tells them, what do you mean? I'm not red, I'm blue. They tell her, oh, no, you're confused, you're red. Said, no, I'm blue, I have this life. So she doesn't understand what's going on. They tell her about Red, and she says, well, maybe I have an identical twin. They said, "Oh no, all this evidence shows that you were an only child. There is no twin." So they have all this mayhem going on, whatever you want to call it. So then the plot twist is, remember the twin we were told didn't exist? Yeah, it turns out there were twins, so she really is blue, and Red was murdered, and they figure it out and arrest the person. Admittedly, I've come to realize there are ways it could have been worse, but I don't like when a film lies to me. So I read the summary for that and thought, oh, this is ridiculous. Number 5 is the only non-movie on this list. If This Be My Thanos, an episode from season 1 of the cartoon The Superhero Squad show, which ran from 2009 to 2011. I'm assuming the title is a reference to something, because otherwise it's clunky. So, a number of you know, in the Marvel Universe, there are various aliens and such. There are the Skrulls that can shapeshift. And there's Thanos, who wields the Infinity Gauntlet, which has all these powers. Well, Dr. Doom was in his lair, and Thanos came to visit him. He said, "Oh, if you can get me this item that is in the headquarters of the Fantastic Four, then I'll give you the Infinity Gauntlet." So, of course, a villain would shoot, a lot of people would. Don't have to be a super villain to go, hey, good deal. So the Fantastic Four and the Hulk, and I don't remember who else, go into space to fight the Skrulls. I should note the argument between the Thing and the Hulk was one of the only funny moments of the episode. The other one, or the other series of moments, was the other funny moments were the scenes with Paste Pot Pete. So that was funny. So the Fantastic Four and the Hulk and whoever else went off to space to battle the Skrulls. And the Falcon and Herbie the Robot, or Herbie, however that's pronounced, were defending against MODOK, the Abomination, and Paste Pot Pete to defend this energy crystal, whatever it was. So at the end, the Fantastic Four and the others come back to the building, and it turns out it wasn't really Thanos, it was a Skrull impersonating Thanos to get the crystal, which was used to make string cheese. Sadly, I am not joking. This was about a crystal used to make strings of mozzarella cheese. I thought, that's the dumbest plot twist I've ever heard, and I've read the summary for I Know Who Killed Me. Because at that time, I thought that was the worst plot twist. Sadly, it turns out I'm wrong, because we still have 4 more entries. I know it's subjective, but still my own viewpoint has changed. Number 4, And then after this one, I think I'll make part 2 for the final 3. Number 4, Remember Me from 2010. This is one of those, some of these on this list are infamous for bad twists or questionable plot twists. So some of these aren't original, but that's how I feel. Excuse me. So, Remember Me starts out with an incident, or I don't remember what, something happening in 1991. And 10 years later, this girl meets a guy played by Robert Pattinson. They form a relationship. Her father doesn't approve of him at first for some reason. I think it's because of his background, but eventually he warms up to him. So you think, oh, sweet, what could go wrong? Well, the climax of the film, there's a school, I think it was the young lady's little sister's school, whatever school it was, there was a classroom. And the teacher writes the date on the board, September 11th, 2001. For those who don't know, that was the date a terrible tragedy occurred. These terrorists flew airplanes into the skyscrapers in New York City, and also the Pentagon, killed thousands of people. It would have been more if these people hadn't brought down this fourth plane before it could hurt anybody else. You just think, really, playa? Of all the ways you could have killed somebody for a plot twist or whatever you want to call it, you choose to exploit a national tragedy. And for those who don't know what exploit means, in this case it means to use someone or something in a particularly bad way. Like if someone at school says, oh, if you do my homework for me, I'll give you something, and then you do their homework and then they don't give you the thing, that they exploited you because they tricked you into doing something for them. So, yeah, it just comes off as tasteless to use an event like that just to get a reaction from the audience. Oh, and the fact that it came out almost 10 years later, I think makes it even worse. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about that, so I'll pause and then we'll have part 2, so see you soon.